Last year, during lockdown, I got back into biking. It was a great way to be able to travel, and I enjoyed the freedom of being able to, say, bike to the water to see the sunset. While I survived on City Bike and still think it's a great way to get started without huge investment, this year I started shopping for an e-bike, and I think I found the best looking, most high-tech one around. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, helping you find the right device to match your needs. This is our VanMoof X3 review. Before we begin, a brief introduction. VanMoof is an e-bike company based in the Netherlands where cycling is a way of life. Founded in 2009, the company was built with the vision of building the perfect city bike. And so that brings us to their current offerings. VanMoof has two main models on offer today, and they are very similar. There's the S3 for folks 5'8" and taller, and the X3 for folks who are on the shorter side, like me. I'm 5'4" and still have to tippy-toe a bit whenever I hit the brakes, but the X3 is the perfect size for me. Both models cost the same and share the same features that I'm covering in this video. So even if you're shopping for the S3, you can keep watching. That said, the main differences are frame size, wheel size, and the shape of the handlebars. Let's start by taking a moment to appreciate how beautiful this bike is. Understated but modern. It's probably one of the first reasons why this bike caught my attention, and during the month reviewing it, also garnered a lot of compliments from strangers. Unless you look closely, there's no telling it's an e-bike. It doesn't look like one at all. And VanMoof has gone through great lengths to keep it looking as minimalist as possible. For example, there are only two visible wires, which both lead to its hydraulic disc brakes. But don't let its simplicity fool you. There's plenty of tech happening under the hood. The frame is made of aluminum with a powder coating to give it a soft matte finish. The company promises it's built tough enough to last you a lifetime. The main mechanism is tucked away inside the crossbar. Called the Smart cartridge, this is the brains of the bike. Also built into the crossbar is a dot matrix in-frame display that shows things like battery and lock status and speed. Underneath, you can find the speaker, reset button, and charge port. The battery is tucked away in the diagonal bar and is removable only for servicing. I'm rocking the dark model, which is matte black, but it's also available in this lovely shade of blue. The grips on the handlebar feel good and don't leave any residue in the hands. It's got integrated lights that you can switch on or off via the app, or have them turn on automatically when it gets dark. The tires are puncture-proof with anodized aluminum rims and stainless steel spokes. The wheel comes with fenders to protect against splashes. The drivetrain is fully enclosed, and there's an automatic chain tensioning system. Because I picked up my review bike at the VanMoof store in Williamsburg, I don't have an unboxing video for you. But they have one on their YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out. The bike comes with a set of custom tools, a foot pump, charger, and some extra lights. In many ways, the unboxing and setup process is very much like an unboxing and setup of a smartphone. To get started, you need to download the VanMoof app and create an account. Then you can proceed to register the bike and set an unlock code. In every respect, the VanMoof X3 feels like a piece of tech, from the built-in matrix display to over-the-air updates for its smart cartridge, to Apple's Find My network being built in, to its companion app. From the app, you can look into your bike's last known location, see how much charge it has left, track all your rides, and dive into custom settings. The bike rides well and rides quiet. Like its competitors, there's no front or rear suspension, so you'll definitely feel potholes, especially given the bike's weight. Speed bumps are an ouchie. The seat is comfy with shock-absorbing foam to minimize the bumps, which is perfect given Brooklyn's bumpy streets. The hydraulic brakes work well too, even when the road is wet from the rain. When I first took up biking last year, I didn't realize I needed an e-bike until I crossed the bridge over to Manhattan. The Williamsburg Bridge, while the easiest bridge to cross by bike, is still steep and challenging. Another time, I found myself biking to downtown Brooklyn and struggling along the hilly sections of Prospect Park. While I do enjoy the exercise component of a sweaty bike ride, I do like pedal assist. That way I can travel farther without thinking twice, be it running errands or just heading to the water and enjoying the view of Manhattan's gorgeous skyline. In the EU, the VanMoof X3 isn't technically called an e-bike, but under a different classification called a pedelec. Basically, electric bikes whose motor only works once you start pedaling. The X3's hub motor is built into the front wheel and has 4 speeds. But like an automatic car, it has an E-shifter that automatically switches gears, so you don't have to think about manually doing so. When I first used the bike, if I pedaled too hard, it would feel like the chain would sometimes suddenly snap. But with continued use, I got used to it and found my groove. In the app, you can go in and set how much assist you want from 0 to 4, and whenever you're on the bike and need that extra push, there's the Turbo Boost button built into the right handlebar. With Boost, depending on what regulations are like where you live, the bike's max speed is limited. Here in the US, it's capped at 20 miles an hour. If your battery dies, you can still use the bike, but without the assist. The bike has a digital bell built in, and it can be very loud. There are 3 built-in bell tones. There's Party, VanMoof, and Ding Dong. One area where I think they can make an improvement is maybe by bundling an analog bell, because once your battery dies, there's no way to manually honk your horn. I also wish there was a way to maybe have the rear light blink or change color to signify that you've hit the brakes. Built into the frame of the X3 is a 504 watt-hour battery. VanMoof says it should last about 37 miles in full power mode and about 93 miles in eco mode. Basically, it depends on how much you're pressing on that boost button. The bike ships with a 36-volt charger, and a full charge takes about 4 hours. The charge port is located under the crossbeam, and you can monitor progress via the matrix display or on the app. I thankfully have an elevator in my building, but as this is New York and a lot of apartments are a walk-up, I've been asked a lot about the practicality of having to carry a bike this heavy up several flights of stairs. The VanMoof X3 weighs 48.5 pounds, that's about 22 kilos, so it's heavy. And while I can carry it, and have tried carrying it up the stairs to my apartment, it's not something I intend on doing. Thankfully, there's a brilliant, albeit costly, solution to the problem. VanMoof sells a power bank that you can attach to your bike like so. Not only does it extend the range by 20 miles or so, but it's also easily removable. That way you can just park your bike downstairs and just take the battery pack up to charge. This power bank retails for $348 here in the US. If there was one thing I had to overcome was the fear of having a $2,000 bike get stolen. It, after all, stands out over your typical bike. But VanMoof has got you covered with tons of security features. To lock the bike, all you need to do is align these white lines on the rear wheel and then kick on the integrated kick lock. To unlock the bike, you can use the app as long as you're within Bluetooth range, or you can enter your PIN code by pressing on this button on the left handlebar. Upon unlocking, you have 5 seconds to engage the bike before it goes back into lock mode. Once locked, the bike will basically growl at anyone who tries to move it. It sounds like this. A skull will also flash on the matrix display. The alarm will get louder the second time around. And if the thief persists, it enters the third phase that notifies both you and VanMoof that your bike has been stolen. More on that later. The wheels can't easily be stolen too, as they require a proprietary tool to remove. New on VanMoof bikes sold after April 7, 2021 is Apple's Find My Network integration. Basically, it has the same tech that's built into Apple's AirTag. So think of it as a device with one of these built in. When you set up your bike, you can add it as a device on your Find My app, so you can always track its location. And just like AirTag, this means that if you mark your bike as lost, as long as an iPhone user is nearby, you will be pinged of your VanMoof bike's location. But wait, there's more. There's also a SIM card embedded inside the bike. For privacy reasons, it's deactivated by default, but once your bike is marked as lost, it starts pinging its location to VanMoof every time it passes by a cell tower. And if you pay for VanMoof's $398 for 3 years service, they guarantee that they will retrieve your bikes in 2 weeks or less, or they will replace your bike with something similar. There's actually a series on YouTube called Bike Hunters, which is like a reality show featuring actual footage of bike hunters recovering stolen bikes. It's actually pretty exciting and I highly recommend that you check it out. VanMoof is available in at least 50 cities and has showrooms in all my favorite cities in the world, including Berlin, London, Paris, and Tokyo. Here in the US, you can visit them in Seattle, SF, and here in NYC. Or you can visit vanmoof.com, that's VanMoof.com. The S3 and X3 currently retail for $22.98. Shipping time changes depending on model and color. So, is the VanMoof X3 your gadget match? My buddy the Unlocker puts it best. I merely described the bike to him and he said, "That sounds like the Tesla of e-bikes," and I couldn't agree more. Both in terms of tech and coolness factor. If you're looking for a high-tech pedal-assisted bike for city riding, I can't think of a better bike than this. True, $2,300 is a lot to pay for a bike, but if you think about how much you spend per year on Uber rides and how much of a carbon footprint it leaves behind, then I think it is a good investment. I personally had a lot of fun in the month that I used my VanMoof, so much so that after this video is over, I'm putting in an order for one of my own. I think a lot of this has to do with the overall experience, and if we're making brand comparisons, another favorite brand comes to mind: Apple. I think VanMoof is very similar in the sense that every little detail is well thought out. Here is a bike that is both simple and stunning, just works and works well, and has a good complement of apps, accessories, and services. And for that, we give it the GadgetMatch seal of approval. And that was our VanMoof X3 review. Would you spend $2,300 on an e-bike? And what do you think of this kind of content? Would you like to see more e-bike and rideable reviews? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already, and press that notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we publish. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff. And as always, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.